Okay. I spent all night last night. A coworker gave me a PC to troubleshoot, and I dug into that motherfucker all night. It was a goddamn caper. I tried so many different things to get it to power on, and it just won't do it. It won't do it. It's super weird. Everything that I've learned in 1101 is drawing a blank. All the steps, all the logical things to work through. It's so confusing. PC won't boot. Ah, there's a slim possibility that there's a case short. Oh, it's hurting my brain a little bit here. PC won't power on, it won't post, the fans won't spin. Okay? First thing I thought to do was check the wiring, of course. If the case switch isn't plugged in, then nothing would respond anyway, but it's plugged in just fine. Everything's wired correctly, actually. Okay, so after that I was like, well, maybe one of the components is faulty and it's somehow preventing host from starting up. So I took out the GPU, tried it again, nothing. I took out one stick of RAM, nothing. I tried each stick of RAM in each slot, nothing. I tried jumping the motherboard, nothing. So I'm like, okay, maybe the power supply is failing. But the person who gave me the PC to work on said they just replaced the power supply, and the issue that it's having, it had before the current power supply was installed, and they tried to install that power supply to solve this problem, but it didn't work, and that's where they're out of options. I don't have a multimeter right now, so I can't test the power supply directly. But one thing that's interesting about it is actually that when you plug the power cord into the power supply, a green LED lights up on the outside of it. And that should be indicating that the power supply is successfully getting power from the wall outlet. Which is weird because, you know, with that LED going on, it kind of implies that the power supply is at least partially functioning. But it's brand new. What are the chances that a power supply died, a user got a new one and swapped it out, and that one just happens to be defective? And if that was the case, if it was faulty, that LED probably wouldn't be turning on, right? More than likely, the LED wouldn't be responding. That's what I'm thinking. It's really difficult because I don't have, I don't have a multimeter, so I don't have a way of testing this power supply, and I don't have another motherboard. It's an OEM Dell system, so the power connector for the motherboard is like only a 6-pin connector. Very unusual. When I look up how to diagnose these issues, it's like overwhelmingly 20 and 24 pin power connectors, and that's just not what this thing is. So I can't use that as reference material. So if the power supply is showing signs of life with an LED turning on, but nothing that is connected to the board shows any signs of life no matter what situation it's in. I even tried giving it power without the CPU, without the RAM, we can't even get a fan to spin. If we can't even get a fan to spin, I mean, you tell me, right? At this point, the arrows are starting to point away from this power supply and starting to point toward the board itself. And when I'm inspecting this case just visually, the first thing that I'm noticing is that it is woefully undercooled. It has a stock heatsink on an i7 10th gen. It has one fan in the case outside of the heatsink, one case fan, and it's a mini one. It's a baby one. It's one of those ones that's like this big. You know what I mean? Like tiny, tiny, tiny. Has only one fan, and the GPU fans are completely obstructed. The power supply and the capture card give it. One fan is entirely obstructed. We're talking about less than a centimeter of space between the capture card and the fan. There's no way for that air to move anywhere. And the second GPU fan has about 1 centimeter of clearance before it, right underneath it is the power supply, because it's like one of the long ones. It's not the brick. It's not like the square brick. It's like the rectangle brick. You know what I mean? The rectangle. And it's about as long as the GPU. So there's just no airflow in this fucking thing. There's no airflow. It has no way of pulling air in. It's probably like negative pressure. I'm looking at it, I'm like, if this computer was mining crypto, user said they were playing video games while it was mining crypto. It's got a 4K 60 FPS capture card, which makes me think that they're playing games at 4K and crypto mining and capturing, all on a 500 watt power supply. I mean, you can see the paint, the picture it's painting, right? This PC was hot. It was thermal throttling all the time. All the time. Hell, it was probably thermal throttling just mining with the poor air circulation inside it. Even if the power supply had enough watts, which it probably doesn't. It's only 500 watts and it's crypto mining. It's 4K gaming. It's 4K recording. We're working at 1070. Not a 1070. What am I saying? We're rocking an i7 10th gen. I think the motherboard's fucking dead. I think the motherboard is worn out on the inside. The copper traces are fucked up more than likely. My old gaming PC doesn't have a compatible CPU socket, so we can't. The only thing we could really swap and test is the RAM sticks and the GPU, which are they're not pointing at the problem, right? If the GPU was faulty or if the RAM was faulty, we would get fan movement. The fans would move. We would fail post, but we would receive power, fail post, and then probably power down after that. But we're not even getting to post failure. We can't even start post, which means the power is not properly moving through the board. Or there isn't any going into the board. It's one of the two. And the power supply shows signs of life. The LEDs light up when you plug it in. but there's no way to prove or to, there's no evidence that any electricity is getting to anything through the board. The case switch doesn't light up. No lights. When you push the button, there's no beep codes. There's no LEDs. The fans can't move, even with minimal components. No fan movement. All right, I took out the GPU, the capture card. I took out 1 stick of RAM. So all it had was, it had 8 gigabytes of RAM and a CPU. Nothing. I unplugged the optical drive. I even unplugged the hard drive. I took everything. I wanted to get to a failed post. That was the goal. Can we just fail post? No. We can't even fail post. And the power supply is brand new. You tell me. It's got to be the board, right? I feel like I'm going crazy. It's got to be the motherboard. Or I'm an idiot. Anyway, let's do a practice test. I gotta put that down for a second and just clear my head of it, because I worked on it from 11 o'clock last night to 4 in the morning, and it's all I've been doing since I woke up at noon. So, and I gotta get ready for this test. As fun as it is, it's a good lab, but we gotta keep going. Which of the following does not contribute to the cooling of a system? The motherboard. Motherboards do not aid in cooling. Which of the following is not a term related to CPUs? I think it's I/O port. Let's see, multi-threading, that's a CPU function. Multi-core, that's a type of CPU. L1 cache is a type of cache on the CPU. And system bus width. Yeah, that's related to CPUs, right? The buses. Yeah, an I/O port is like just something else. It has nothing to do with a CPU. Yeah, we're talking about like a SATA port or like a USB port. Okay, if I remember correctly, when we're looking at chips to DDRs, chips to sticks, this number right here, there's like a factor of 8 to 1. So you need to multiply this number by 8. So 8 times 4 is 32 times 100 is 3200. And we're not seeing DDR 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is just a standard DDR. So it would be PC 3200, right? Because this is DDR2 3200. This is DDR3 3200. This is just fucking wrong. Because there's no 8 to 1 ratio, which is standard. It has to be this one. The 8 to 1 ratio, yeah. It'd be SD-RAM. They don't even exist, yeah. They're not DDR, for sure. I see, and then you realize that the non... the proprietary wiring tried putting it in another case. Considering that it is a OEM Dell motherboard. Oh, I don't even know how to like break this down for this guy. I don't know. I mean, it's a Dell pre-built. It's an OEM build. It's not a pre-built made with custom parts. It's a pre-built made by Dell. Sold by Dell. I have a Dell Optiplex, like little cheap, like shitter computer. It has like damn near the same power supply setup. It's not modular. It's just not a modular power supply. It has a 6-pin motherboard connection. Ugh, let's do this practice test. You are troubleshooting a computer and think that the CMOS battery might be bad. Which of the following is not held in the CMOS memory? Operating system passwords. That's... Where is operating system passwords? I know it's not here. Maybe, hopefully this will say. Yeah, it's just kept in files. But what files? Forget. Syslog? Oh, shit. I've got text-to-speech going this whole time. I just typed a giant... Everything that I just said in the past 2 minutes, I just put into a text message. Which of the following is an error checking scheme that is not capable of error correction and sometimes implemented in main memory? Parity checking, right? ECC is the error correction. Dual channel memory has nothing to do with error correction. RAM bus is like a fucking type of RAM. RAM bus DRAM, that's like a PlayStation 3 RAM. Parity checking. Parity checking stores an extra bit with each byte when it's received by the CPU or a device that supports DMA. The validity of the parity bit is checked. The check shows an error. The byte is rejected because there's no way to determine the nature of the error. ECC works differently and it's capable of correcting these errors. Dual channel and RAM bus don't. Yeah, they just don't do that. Which of the following enables a computer to support trusted platform module? Isn't that UEFI? It's ARM is a type of CPU, right? BIOS cannot. I know there's an equivalent for it in the BIOS. There's something really similar to TPM. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. Crap. Selecting storage device for our client. They request a hybrid drive, which the following best describes. That sounds right. Uses RAID? Nope. Uses RAID? Nope. Combines primary and secondary storage. What does that mean? It means nothing. Client needs optical media that can be rewritten. Which of the following indicates a disk can be written to multiple times? Read-write. This is read-only memory. This is read. This is dual layer. This is read-write. You are choosing a flash technology for a school. Which of the following is not an example of a memory card? Micro SD, compact flash, micro compact flash, and XD. XD. Micro compact flash, micro SD. Micro SD. Is it XD? It's micro compact flash. Okay. There is no micro compact flash. XD is a picture card format. Is it? Man, I probably have gotten this question wrong every single time I've tried it. Micro compact flash. It just sounds so real. It sounds like it could be real. Which component has a switch that might need to be changed when moving a computer from one country to another? That's gotta be the power supply. The voltage selector or whatever it's called. Yeah, voltage selector, I got it. Okay. Yeah, this guy, he tried case swapping it. He tried to swap the case and power supply, but the motherfucker has it's a proprietary board. Okay, so it's a proprietary board, so we can't board swap unless we have a duplicate. Installing a new power supply. What power supply feature supports two independent sources? Is that dual rail? Yeah, it is. Auto switching with the I'm not familiar with that. No, auto switching is when it switches, it can detect what the amount of volts coming from the wall. Right. What is needed to be able to record video from a computer so that it can be edited? A capture card. What is the maximum number of devices that can be supported by USB? 127 devices. I would like to do an experiment where I try to connect 127 different devices to one USB port. Like 127 mice, 127 keyboards, or like a combination. It'd be fucking crazy. And try to like, I don't even know how you would even do that. Where you try to push all push a button on all of the devices at the same time. I feel like the computer would fucking, I don't even know. That would be weird to see. What's the maximum speed difference between 2.0 and 3.0? I know 2.0 is 480. So it has to be this one. That sounds right. Although at I think it's 3.1 is 10. I think 3.1 is 10. I think 3.2 is 20. And USB 4 is 40. .1 is 10. Yep, I was right. I was right. USB 4 can be 20 or 40. Oh. I'm gonna just stick with 40 because 3.2 does 20. .50-pin Centronics connector. Is that I think that's a SCSI boy. SATA doesn't use Centronics. eSATA doesn't use Centronics. IDE uses parallel ports. Not serial ports. Yeah, it's a scuzzy boy. IDE uses a 40-pin ribbon cable. Ribbon. IDE uses ribbon cable. Which of the following is definitely an analog? EVI, HDMI, DisplayPort, VGA. This could be analog. This cannot. This has to be analog. It is literally analog video cable. Keyboard with a round purple connector. Need to attach to a desktop does not have that. You need PS2 to USB. I actually remember these, believe it or not. I know I look really young and youthful, but when I was really like less than 10, I remember PCs. I remember these ports. I remember looking at them. Which step in the laser printing process does a uniform 600 volt direct current charge get applied to the drum? Well, that would be charging, right? We're charging the drum, so we're charging. What step of the laser printer process melts the toner onto the paper? That's called fusing. The toner is fused onto the paper with heat. Hot ass drum, it'll burn your ass. Anyway, I gotta stop swearing. Unprofessional. Which benefits of a USB connection make it a popular choice for printers? Universal plug and play. It is faster than a parallel connection. It's faster than a serial connection. Yeah, I feel like if you wanted it to communicate with network servers and workstations, you would need an Ethernet cable, right? Or something that can handle that kind of data. Technician is preparing to perform inkjet printer maintenance. Gonna clean the printer heads, replace cartridges, calibrate and clear jams. That sounds right. Owner says nothing to do with the cartridges. Printing ribbon. What is this? A fucking impact? You're working with a laser printer. Which of the following offers the greatest risk to technicians? The drum. Where's the fuser? The fuser gets hot as hell. I feel like it's either the fuser or the drum. The refuser, get out of here with that BS Corona wire. I mean it. Ah, crap. I want to say fuser. Okay. Fuser works at high temperatures, yeah. Doesn't the drum get hot? Whatever. Back burner tractor feed. This just sounds right. Gravity feed? Nah. They're not like falling through air and being printed on. Impact feed? Huh? To pull or weave paper through the printer. Some can use regular printer paper. Don't care, didn't ask. Which of the following types of 3D printers would make it best to purchase? Very fine details. Resin. Resin. Yeah, filament. F filament. That's how I remember it. F filament. Filament's worse. F filament. Filament F. It has an F and an L in it. It's bad. In comparison. Which networking device transforms data into the format needed to be transmitted over a physical medium? network interface card? A switch doesn't transform data into the format needed. It simply it's like a traffic stoplights for a network. You go, you stop, you sit still, you go here, you go there, right? It like routes all this stuff, transforms it. Yeah, it's the NIC. Take the data and pass it along as it you know, in a regulated manner. Need to run network cables outside. We're burying them. Is what we're doing. Yeah, we'll do fiber optic. We'll have fiber optic cables laying all over the ground. That sounds like a great idea at a festival. Unshielded twisted pair does not have the shielding to be used outside. Right? Can you imagine just people, hundreds, if not thousands of people walking on fiber optic cables? It would make me lose it. It has to install a network cable that offers the greatest resistance. It's fiber optic, baby. Sorry about you. Which of the following communication technologies designed for a personal area network? Bluetooth? Wi-Fi isn't a PAN, it's a WAN, wireless area network. Cellular is like a MAN, isn't it? A metropolitan area network? Municipal area network? Telnet. Port 23 is Telnet, which is like a outdated version of remote desktop protocol. It's not secure. You're configuring IPv6. Which of the following are valid ways to assign the interface ID portion IP address to the network card? You could configure it from the DHCP server. Assign it based on the CPU's ID. Why would you do that? Just why would you do that? If the CPU switched, you know what I mean? If you switched the CPU or took it out of that PC and put it into another one, assign a random address, that should be fine with IPv6. The chances of having IP conflicts with IPv6 are like damn near non-existent, right? It cannot be assigned based on the CPU's ID. Yeah, doesn't even sound like a good idea. What is it called when a DHCP server specifies that a certain host will always receive the same IP address? It's not LDAP. It's not network address translation. It's not CIFS. It's IP reservation, right? Certain hosts will always receive, blah, blah, blah. It's called a reservation. Lightweight directory access. LDAP is a protocol designed to speed up administrator organization and access critical network directories. LDAP uses port 389. LDAP 389. Network address translation is a service that translates private and public IP addresses. CIFS is a TCP/IP protocol uses 445, which uses to share files and printers between computers regardless of the operating system. Okay. CIFS is an improvement on SMB. Which of the following protocols can be used by a client to send email? Simple mail transfer protocol. The only one that can do it out of all these. IMAP and POP3 retrieve it. FTP is for file transfers. Which begs the question, if you email a file, what's happening there, right? You're transferring a file and an email. While configuring your firewall, you inadvertently block port 443. You will not be able to do HTTPS. SSL. Insecure terminal emulation protocol. If it's so bad, why do you tell people about it? I guess it's good to at least warn, like, hey, don't do that. Which of the following network standards will not work with a Cat5? This one won't because it's fiber. It's fiber. It can't. All these other ones. Part of me wants to say this wouldn't work on Cat5. This, I feel like, absolutely does, 100%. This... I could be persuaded, but this is a fiber standard. There's no way. Yeah. So, we can deduce that Cat5 works with all of these then, huh? Otherwise, it would have said choose 2. 10 base T, 100 base T, 100 base T, X. Curious if Cat6 works with all of them, I think. Maybe not all of them. Which of the following are types of broadband? Direct satellite? That's not what that means. I feel like cable is broadband. Cable internet. Fiber optic is broadband. I think dial-up predates it. I'm pretty sure dial-up is pre-broadband. Yeah. Already 3. God damn. Which of the following standards support communications up to 54 megabytes a second? 802.11i. I don't think that's it. That's like security. Something. Bluetooth. Bluetooth might do more than that. 802.11b is Wi-Fi 2, which I remember being absolute trash. Wi-Fi 2 is like trash. It's like 11 megabytes or like 15 megabytes a second. Something like that. Like really bad. So I think it's G. If I'm not mistaken, G is compatible with B, but you'll only get the maximum speed of B, which again, it's trash. Yeah, 11 megabytes. Bluetooth is limited to 3. Oh, it's way lower than Wi-Fi. I thought it might have been better. Just because it's more advanced. Which of the following is the best way to ensure that only clients with correct hardware addresses access your wireless router? Oh. Let's make it less secure. Let's make it less secure. Make it so no one can connect to it. I think it's MAC filtering. Orthogonal. I feel like it's not G. N? No, it's AX. Orthogonal frequency division multiple access. ODFMA can handle multiple can handle communication with several clients at once. Oh, AX. OFDMA is used on 802.11ax, which is Wi-Fi 6. Relatively new, I suppose. Your network has 2 subnets separated by a router. You install a DHCP server on subnet A. Clients on subnet B are not getting IP addresses automatically. You need a relay agent. On the one that's not working right. Yeah. You are configuring 2 email servers on your company's network, and they are on opposite sides of a router. Which port do you need to make sure is open to traffic for the servers to be able to transfer mail to each other? As in send mail to each other? If we're talking about sending mail, it's got to be my man SMTP. These are for receiving mail, not sending mail. When we're talking about transferring mail, I'm going to transfer mail from me to you. That's sending mail. Which cloud computing feature refers to the ability to obtain storage space and processing power at a moment's notice? Rapid elasticity. I remember that one from a class that I took in like my sophomore year. I don't know why, but I'll never forget that. Which of the following internet appliances helps protect against malicious mail? Unified threat management is not necessarily about mail itself. The load balancer, nah, that just doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean, we know this protects against malicious activity. But a proxy server would like filter out a lot of that. Oh! Oh! Oh. They help spread workload and make requests on behalf of clients. Oh. Oh. That hurts. You need to replace memory in an older laptop. I think what you'd find is so dim. Micro DIMMs are not as popular as SODIMMs. There is no mini DIMM or slot DIMM. Micro DIMM. I want to see that. I want to see what that looks like. You are replacing a mini PCIe wireless card in an older laptop. What type of connector does the PCIe card have? Mini PCIe. Mini PCIe. I feel like a full PCIe is 124 pins. No, is it? No. 124 pins on a graphics card. I think for a mini, we're talking like 52. M.2 slots are 66 pins. Okay. Yeah. $100 pins. 124 pin. You won't be tested on mini PCI. Alright. You're replacing an LCD. What component is responsible for providing the right kind of power? The inverter. It inverts AC to DC. It's an AC converter. Following statements are true about OLEDs. OLEDs don't need a backlight because they are the light source. Organic light emitting diode. It emits light. What can disable cellular networking on a mobile device accomplish? Prevent overages. Doesn't prevent large updates. You can do that on Wi-Fi. Force calls to go out over Wi-Fi. I don't know. Not necessarily. That's not really cellular data at that point. Allow user to reject unwanted incoming calls. I mean, no, people would still be able to. I think it would just take them to voicemail, or just ring and then go to voicemail, right? I don't know. Fuck. You are in a location with no Wi-Fi connectivity, but you have cellular reception. You need to have your Wi-Fi enabled laptop send urgent email. How can you have your laptop use Wi-Fi to send email? Create a mobile hotspot with the cell phone. When I first moved here, what I would do is I would turn my phone into a mobile hotspot, and then what did I do? I had a USB, I had a lightning to USB, and I had it tethered so that I was getting internet from the hotspot over USB, and I was playing Destiny 2, the Summer of Solstice event on that. Actually worked pretty well, surprisingly well. I definitely had some internet problems, and the Destiny servers really didn't like the internet that they were getting, and they kept kicking me off of it, but it worked for the most part. User wants to ensure that all contacts from their mobile device are copied onto their computer before migrating. That's synchronization. Which of the following is an internet mail protocol used to send email from a mobile device? SMTP. Quit messing with me, man. Send mail. When you send mail, you SMTP. When you receive mail, you pop through your IMAP. Probably IMAP. Desktop will not power on. Which of the following should you do to help identify the problem? Gather information. Ask about changes. Every time you turn on a computer, you need to re-enter the correct date and time. The CMOS battery is dying or dead. Almost done. We're almost done. Strong finish. Strong finish. You turn a desktop computer on, but the screen stays black. You can see the power button light is on and the hard drive light is flickering. What is most likely the cause of the problem? Okay, so it's receiving power. The hard drive is receiving power. Screen stays black. At this point, the hard drive's light is flickering, which means it's working. A dead CMOS battery has nothing to do with no video. A failed motherboard, you would not have a power light on, and the hard drive would not flicker. And it wouldn't turn on. And a faulty power supply. If the power supply was faulty, you would not see a power light button, and you would not see the hard drive flickering. So it has to be a bad video cable. You support an old impact printer at work. When the printer prints, the text goes from darker to lighter. I mean, this could be it. It's not specific, though. Wrong print driver? No, it'd be garbled. It'd be jumbled and garbled if it was a bad driver. The print ribbon is not advancing properly. Which could be because it's old and needs replaced, but it's not specific. The gear likely needs replaced, not the actual print head. Or the print ribbon, I'm sorry. Computer troubleshooting, kinking on the internet, and you run ipconfig and it has a 169.254 and a subnet mask of 255.255. That means that's an APIPA address. No. Is it? 169. Isn't it 168? Wasn't it? It's not an APIPA address. Is it? I can't look it up. I can't look it up. Okay, it is. Any address starting with 169.254. I'm thinking of a different kind of... There's something else where it's like 168.192. Is that just a private? I need to just real quick. I hate to do this, but... Was it 168.192 IP address? Is that a private one? When you see an IP address start with 192.168, what does that mean? A private... Okay, so 192.168 is a private address. The one inside your network. So that's like a decent one. That one would work. They're not visible or reachable from the internet, which adds a layer of security. Okay. So if you can't reach the DHCP server, you won't get that. You'll get 169.254. What would be the first step to perform if you're getting garbled print jobs? That's a driver problem, most likely. Users having difficulty printing to a network printers. Other users are using the printer without a problem. Print the test page. Delete and reinstall the printer. Nah, that's way too much, especially if it's working for other people. Printing a test page on the printer will not give you any information related to why this particular user can't print. Open up Microsoft Word and try to print a document. You'd probably encounter the same problem they're encountering. Full stop. Without any more information being added. No more context. But printing a test page could give you some information. that didn't work, then you would want to reinstall the printer on the device. Yep. A laser printer does not appear to be working properly. The display keeps showing various internal errors that may relate to the corona wires. That's probably the power supply then. Which internal component provides electricity? That's such a trick question. Alright, it tells you that, but then the question is like, okay, but what provides electricity to them? Right? If the... You would, I mean... If you remove this, if you deleted that, it makes me think that that might be the answer, the Corona assembly. Is that even a thing? Is it even called that? I shouldn't. You need to configure the IP address of your new laser printer. Which of the following are ways you may be able to do this? It has nothing to do with IP address configuration. You could do it in the control panel of the printer, perhaps. Or maybe some software that comes with it. HTTPS into the printer's management software. What is it? What is it? It's not a fucking router. Chill out. Hey, come on, what is this thing? What are we talking about here? One laser printer in your office keeps getting frequent paper jams. What is most likely the cause of the problem? The stepper motor? Ah! Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Ouch! Ouch! Owie! Owie! Ow! Ow! Stepper motors control the back and forth motion of the print head. Oh. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. It's a laser printer. What am I doing? Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh, man. That's a big L. That's a big L right there. A network administrator is reporting intermittent connectivity issues for a wired network client. It appears as that the port is rapidly opening and closing. Which of the following could cause this problem? So the network signals are inconsistent, opening and closing, so they're starting and stopping. So right off the bat, probably not SSID because we're not doing, this isn't Wi-Fi, so that's irrelevant. Too many clients on the network. SPF. I think if the network cable was bad, we'd be seeing inconsistent connectivity. We would also be seeing inconsistent SPF. SFP. Struggling to recall what an SFP cable or SFP connector does. Is that even a network connector? I don't think it is, man. That's not an Ethernet port, which is what a network cable would most likely be using. Too many clients on the network. Ah. I'm tricking myself. Small form factor pluggable connector, a speed or duplex mismatch. or a failing port on the switch. SSID, too many clients on the network would lead to slow network speeds, not port flapping. Ugh, dude. Ugh. Fuck, man. I clicked on it. I had it clicked and I doubted myself. I talked myself out of an SFP connector having anything to do with it. Because it was a slightly unfamiliar, I just kind of like waded away from it. I thought maybe it was a red herring. Like maybe it was a connector to something that didn't have anything to do with networking. So it's a bad cable or a bad connector at the end of the day. For port flapping. See how we did. 5 wrong, 5. I would much prefer to have 1 wrong. So that's 56 out of 61. 92%, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. In my opinion. 93%? Is that what I said? $56 divided by 61. 92. 92%. God damn it. I could have easily gotten 95, man, if I would have just thought through like 2 of those a little bit more. Oh, that's kind of a bad habit in test taking when I feel like when I reduce it down to only 2, I have a tendency to talk myself out of the one that I have a feeling that it is. My inclination is that the feeling is incorrect. And then I go away from it. And then what happens is I blow it. I get the question wrong. That sucks. Either way, I want to take a little break here. Let's see. How long did that take? How long have we been here? About an hour, right? God damn, son. Alright, I'll be right back. I just want to take a quick little break here. Here we are. Here we are. Good times. 3:40. Should I drink more coffee? I already had 2 cups. Should I have more? Is that too much? It's light roast too, so it has a little bit more caffeine than normal. I gotta leave for work at 5:30. Got a couple hours. What are we doing? I need to fucking shape my head before I get into work too. I look like starting to look bad. I'm starting to get the Costanza. It's coming through. I don't want that. Charge up the clippers. That's one of the annoying things about taking the clippers and taking all the hair off is that like it only looks good for a maximum 72 hours. Yeah, I'd say 72 hours after shaving my head, it looks like trash again. So I have to cut my hair every 3 days. It only takes 5 minutes, but still, it's every 3 days, like clockwork. It's already starting to look bad. Okay, so, right, we spent, what, like an hour or so? You took the practice test, right? We've been just rambling about this, that is so crazy. Okay, so when I switch the volume on my AirPods, it changes it in the in Windows. That is really cool. Okay. What do we play? What do we play? We're on YouTube. I'm kind of thinking about playing a game for a little bit, just to kind of decompress. I have been messing with that computer for so long. So I slept for 7 hours, and I was working on it 12 hours ago. I worked on it for 5 hours last night. So I worked on it 5 hours last night, slept 7 hours, and then messed with it for another hour and a half, 2 hours, and then jumped on the stream. That's all I've been doing is troubleshooting that computer and studying for the past, I mean, since 11 o'clock last night. I just need to do something that's not 11:01 or messing with that fucking computer just for a little bit. Probably gonna have a intense day at work, so. Kind of feeling a little Helldivers, honestly. Oh, I mean, considering this is a study stream, I should probably end this stream and then start up another one. Because, I don't know, I feel like it would look bad to have like a study stream and then just like play a game. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Why did the audio quality just change? What?
per terra.
What?
La nostra casa. Prosperità.
Why did the audio quality just dip like crazy? What? We're back to crispy clean. When I turned the game on, the audio quality dropped dramatically. It didn't happen last night. Hold on. What? Just happened? It's not the audio quality of the game. Why is technology so weird? Why do I always encounter these super strange niche problems? Why would the audio quality change? La la la. You gotta be able to hear that like I can. There's no way. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. Does it have something to do with the microphone? Is it this? Is it midnight mode? Dude, what the fuck? Man, this is pissing me off. Why does it sound so bad? Why? There is no reason for this. There is no reason for the audio quality to dramatically go down when a game opens. Why is the game fucking with the audio quality of my whole computer? What? Control panel, hardware and sound, devices and printers. We're going to scroll down to view more devices, go all the way to the bottom. More devices and printer settings, so we can go back to control panel. Right click on my AirPods. Trouble properties, services. It's the hands-free telephony. It keeps turning it back on. Hands-free telephony. Apply. I don't want hands-free telephony. It turned itself back on. Okay. Okay, so we close all that. Now it should be fine, right? Now it should be fine, right? I shouldn't see a huge change. It's treating my AirPods like a telephone. It's like telephone audio quality, like literally like VoIP. Like it's like sending the audio with VoIP. Okay, dude, what the hell is going on? Now I can't even hear it. The game is destroying my PC's audio. It's like flickering in and out. What is happening? What is happening? What are you doing, Helldivers 2? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like when I turn the game on, I literally the music in the background disappears. It's just gone. Even though it's playing and you might be able to hear it, I can't. All I hear is like flashing. Like clipping, like sound cutting in and out. I've never seen this before. All of a sudden, this is now just happening out of nowhere. It's all, and when I launch Helldivers 2, I hear the audio quality just dramatically shift. Bro, this game's fucked up, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously, what the fuck is happening? It's just boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now the audio is going out of my speakers. Not a fucking problem. Perfect audio. Now it's in my ear. Constantly cutting in and out. It wasn't doing this yesterday. It wasn't doing this yesterday. I don't have time. Why can't I just stop troubleshooting stuff? Why is everything a troubleshooting fucking problem today? Everything. Fuck, man, fuck. I just want to fucking play a game for 10, 20 minutes. I just want to chill out for 20 minutes. Can I stop troubleshooting things? Ugh. Okay. Turn them off, turn them back on. Disconnect. Turn on the game. I just don't understand what the fuck is going on with this goddamn game, man. It's breaking. It's breaking everything. The game is broken. The game is so fucking broken in so many ways. I've never seen a game degrade the audio quality across my headphones. For every source. Not just the game, but everything in Windows is fucked. Every sound in Windows is fucked up. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. Yep, I'm not hearing any of that bullshit. Oh my god, that was so annoying. Anyway. Astounding. Astounding. I don't ever want to experience that again. Alright. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna start up another stream and I'm gonna play Helldivers for 30 to 45 minutes. Then we're gonna